Hello. I'd like to welcome you to Divine Source Connections Moonology reading for Fire Element. Fire Element will include Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. The element fire represents energy. Um, Even though water has great earthly energy, it can't compare with the sun's energy. They both might be equally important to humans. Fire has strong masculine energy, but often um, neglects the feminine principles. Life without love, a feminine principle, isn't worth living. So fiery people must respect their emotional side and acknowledge their emotional needs. The biggest challenge is one guided by fire is to remain calm and peaceful, remembering that passivity needed is needed as much as activity. Well, let's get started with the reading. This is for all fire elements. We're going to start out with the Moonology reading. It's bright enough that everyone can see. I might need to adjust my lighting. I'm going to do that now. Maybe you can see better now. Yes. The first card represents what's rising up in you at this time. Is bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius. The second card is what the new moon is trying to illuminate for you at this time. This energy is from September the 25th through October the 9th of the full moon, the next coming full moon. So this energy, this reading will address that period of time. This is what's in your present moment, a time to give rather than to take. New moon in Virgo. The third card, be bold and make the first move. Cardinal moon. The cardinal moon represents near future manifestations based on your current vibrational transmissions and by your past vibrational transmissions. We're also going to do, I'm going to go ahead and pull the whole spread. Oh, it's a good card. This is a good card too. They're all good cards. This also is going to deal with your past energy, what's rising up in you at this time. This has to do with your present energy, your now moment, your now. This has to do with future manifestations. This whole column will have to do with future. Oh, the spiral. The second reading, I'll tell you what I'm doing. The first reading, I don't know if I share this with you. I skip this sometimes. I'm using the Moonology Oracle cards by Yasmin Boland. I love the cards. So would you. You're gonna really love these readings. And also one of my favorites is Wild Animal Spirit. It's actually the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit. I always call it Animal Spirit, but there are a lot of different decks. This is the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck by Kim Kranz. Awesome deck. All the decks that I use, I also have in my shop in Divine Source Connection in Facebook. Divine Source Connection, there's a shop. You just go to the Oracle cards. There's a little link too at the bottom of my video where you can buy any of these sets. The third set is the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. This is a new deck for me. I absolutely love it. Got it in Atlanta. They saw them in Atlanta too. And Anyway, I don't know if I should mention it. But you can click on my link, and then I can ship it directly to you. How about that? Um, oh, it's in reverse. The fire. Fire. That, you know what? Which makes sense with the Phoenix. It only makes sense. What is this? A time to give rather than to take. New moon in Virgo. Also in reverse. Magic. Magic. I'm really excited. I'm excited to get started. This reading, if you're just joining me, is a general reading for fire element. That's Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. If you're listening to this reading, it's a general reading for you. If you're just joining, actually, it's if you're here in this moment, it doesn't really matter what sign you are. You'll receive a message from this reading. I guarantee it. Okay, let's get started. Bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius. So this has to do with what's rising up in you at this time. Bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius. Aquarius is all about progress and modernity. So this is a time to move forward. The new moon in Aquarius card means no looking back. Change is on its way, or it could come quickly. Whether you get the change that you want depends on whether you believe that you can have it, and how much you're relying on others to bring that change to you. This card comes with the suggestion that you may need to do things independently, more on your own. Bring love into the situation, love for yourself, and compassion for yourself. Not too pragmatic. It's time. Time may be of the essence. When this card comes up, Aquarius energy has an electric feel to it. Certainly, there is a sense that you need to let go of the past and move forwards. Move towards your future as soon as possible. And how you do that is to let go of the thought, energies of the past, false beliefs from the past, things that aren't working for you, tools, ways of dealing with things that are no longer serving you. And 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 move towards wanted. Move towards wanted. Explore the idea that it's not what you know, but whom you know. Additional meanings for this card: you need to be more detached from the situation, maybe a situation you're asking about or thinking about. Maybe thinking outside the box will bring the solution. You cannot think about the problem and find the solution. They're two different vibrations, two opposite ends of the stick. Be more pragmatic. Improve your karma by doing some charitable work, or doing things for others. Doing things for others. Aquarius is a sign of invention, modern advances in technology, and humanity. Its energy is a little brittle. It's individual, scientific, even, and relatively emotionally detached. Many people think Aquarius is a water sign because the Aquarius symbol is the water bearer, but it's actually an air sign, and it's far more about intellect than the emotional water signs. As this card, no matter when you draw this card, dropping convention works well with this energy. Hope you got something from that. And I'm going to continue rather than going straight through the reading from what's rising up to your present energy to your future manifestation. I'm going to go straight down, and so we're going to address all of what's rising up the same energy, um, in a downward reading, so we don't get confused. So we're going to stay on point with where we are, and move down to the moth. And I know the moth is a really good card. Is a really good card to have. Um, the moth. Let me explain something about all of these wild animal spirit cards. At different times of our lives, we've had different personalities controlling us. Controlling us as far as it's like animal spirits. Think of different animals and how they behave. And as you look through the deck, you'll get a sense of the personality of a wolf versus a personality of a hawk. What might a hawk see? What point of view might a hawk might have that a zebra doesn't have? And there are animals that use different senses to feel their way through this world. But most of all, they're all connected to Source at all times. At all times. And so are we. So are we. Let's see how our animal spirits guide us and lead us. Let's start with the moth. The moth. Impulsive, hasty, wishful. The moth is sure the grass is greener on the other side. Moth energy is at play when you're attracted to easy solutions or anything shiny and new. This card can lead to unfinished projects, disappointment, or burnout. It's helpful to remind moth personalities that life is complex. No matter the illusion, no one is exempt from the trials and tribulations of this great journey. Practice seeing life as an infinite mystery rather than wishing it was easier or different than it is. When in balance, you're enthusiastic, whimsical. When out of balance, you idealize others and are jittery. To bring it to balance, you need to finish a project, finish something that you've started. It's not time to start a project, it's time to finish right here. This is what it's telling me here. Okay. The spiral. You should find a correspondence of feeling, of flow between these cards as I go down. You should feel there should be something that connects within you. The spiral. First, I'll let you know about the essence of the card. The spiral. From galaxies in the sky to diminutive shells at the beach, the spiral is found extensively in the natural world. Its shape, in the form of a coiled serpent, has been used since ancient times as a tool for growth and transformation. The spiral is a guide for entering deep into one's consciousness and the unknown, and then extending far out into the heavens. It is crucial to surrender to the journey until the exhausted paradigm dissolves in the depths of the psyche and its energy is released to give birth to a new reality. To renew yourself, The invitation of this card is to renew yourself. You must shed your old skin. It's old beliefs, false beliefs, your human conditioning. The old you that was so fascinated with the what is, so captured with the what is, that you're unable to create anything new for yourself. You have already done this. You need to renew yourself. So do not keep scraping away at the old. Um, you do this by not keep scraping away the old, but welcoming a new skin that is starting to grow. Yes, you can't push away the old to get to something new. It's hard to change an old belief, but it's easy to start thinking another thought. Break the habit of working on your faults. Yes, do not focus on your faults. Instead, make a list of positive aspects about yourself. When you work on breaking the habits of your faults, you're actually calibrating to your faults. And as you calibrate to your faults and focus on your faults, you become the vibration of your faults. So you send out a signal asking for more evidence, for the universe to show you more evidence of these faults. And the universe will deliver experience after experience after experience into your existence that shows more evidence of these faults. Rather than doing that, focus on positive aspects. 10 good things about yourself. 10 things about yourself that are well. Know that a new skin feels vulnerable and scary at times. Trust the medicine of the spiral as the guide to guide your journey of the renewal. I also like to read the medicine of this card because I think it's important. I think it gives you a more full understanding. Okay. The spiral announces a descent to the depths and a rebirth. Allow nothing to get in the way of this process. As the time is right and the forces of nature are supporting you in this endeavor, which they always are, they're always supporting you. They're always support. Where are you? Allow nothing to get in the way of this process. As the time is right and the forces of nature are supporting you in this endeavor, using stones, twigs, or yarn, build a spiral on the ground that is large enough to walk through with 3 turns. Enter the spiral slowly. Once in the center, offer to the earth the feelings or situations that you no longer want in your life. As you walk back the way you entered, feel recharged for the new journey. I don't even really think that's necessary. I mean, this one of the suggestions, but how to do it is look towards wanted, what you want, your dream, the things you ask for. Don't look towards what is, unless you want more of what is. If your what is good, look at it. If it's not, look away. Look towards what you want. Add details to what you want. Be excited for what's coming. Know that it's coming. Feel the joy of it being done. Feel the joy of it being done. You can feel the joy of it being done before it's done. before it's done in a touch it, taste it, feel it form. It's done. It's done. It's already done. You see? It's like a song. It's done. It's done. Okay. Let's go to your present moment. It's all happening right now anyway, you know? Even this what's rising up, and even I think some past energy was in here. I think that was rising up. I think some of this past energy is what was rising up in you, and then which brings us to now. Everything's always bringing us to now. Ironically, it's a time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. In case you're joining me late, this is a fire element new moon in Libra reading. It's a September 25th through October 9th. This is for all my Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. We are in our present moment. A time to give. A time to give rather than to take. New moon in Virgo. When this card comes up, it's a time for you to take stock of your situation. I think it has to do with not just taking stock, but being grateful, having gratitude. When I take stock of my situation, I'm always taking stock of all the wonderful things to be grateful for and appreciative for. That's taking stock, because nothing less will do. Nothing less will do. Nothing else gets taken for stock. It's not stock. It's unwanted. You don't collect that in your stock pot. You don't put it in your stock pot of ingredients. Your buffet of delicious vibrational choosings. New moon in Virgo. Take stock where you are and where you want to go. The new moon energy of this card suggests a restart, and a Virgo energy suggests that you make the restart a clever one that's simple and well organized. Simple, subtle, well organized, from a place of alignment. From a place of alignment. Virgo also has a strong health aspect to it. Know your wellness. If it's from a place of alignment, it's from a place of wellness. They match. If you have been unwell, this card suggests that your health is on the up. Your health is always on the up. It's always on the up unless you do that thing that you do that pulls your cork underwater. And you know what it is. It's different for everybody. But we all have that thing. Or two, or five. I thought I had... well, I knew I had more than one, but I actually have probably more than 10. So do you. Virgo loves to clean eating, alternative therapies. So add these into your routines now. However, if you've been feeling that if a situation is blocked right now, I'll tell you right now, nothing's ever blocked. Nothing's ever stuck. It's always expanding. The question always is, where are you? Where are you? Are you caught up with the whole of who you are? Or are you still waiting for you to catch up with you? It could be that you might be trying to overanalyze the situation, or you're being too critical. It's time to ask less what someone else can do for you and think more about what you can do for other people. Um, attune to the moon. Recommit to healthy morning and evening routines. Additional meaning for this card. Gradual improvements are coming. That's wonderful. It's a wonderful sign. And it's because of your thoughts. You're choosing thoughts. You're starting to pay more attention to your thoughts. And gradually improvements are coming. They're all coming right now. They're here now. And they're coming because you never stop becoming. You never stop expanding. You're more now than you were a minute ago. Pay attention to detail if you want success without being pedantic. Be of service to others. And love and money will follow. That's right. Do what you love. Do what you enjoy. Become the vibration of abundance itself. And money has no choice but to come. It's the same vibration. But you can be abundant with joy. Right? Just ran rampant with joy. Just overflows with joy. Just the vibration of joy itself. For no reason other than it just feels good. It's a good vibration. If you're going to transmit, which you are, and if you were going to do it without thinking, which you are, but if you had control over it, you could choose, which you can. You could. You probably won't, but you might. You could. You might. Probably won't. But I think you could. The person that you're asking about is reliable. The teaching Virgo is the sign of health, service, and analysis. Its energy is precise, and it has a feel of the harvest about it. When this card comes up, it could be that a wonderful bounty is coming your way. However, the energy of the new moon in Virgo is usually about getting your life in order so that you so what you need to do at the time of Virgo new moon, or whenever else you pull this card, is to prepare. It's a great card. The Phoenix. Your current present energy. Oh, I love it because you know what? These cards had a lot to do with health, and I don't know why health is coming up somehow. You know, that's what I'm sensing in the reading, and that's what it's about. And so is this Phoenix. This Phoenix is about freedom from suffering. Freedom from suffering could be physical, but it also could be emotional. Physical, emotional, spiritual. Maybe thoughts that weren't serving you. Maybe the new you is not thinking the same thoughts. You're choosing new thoughts. Thoughts that feel good. Just because they feel good. Freedom from suffering and past karma. Reincarnation. The Phoenix represents the transformation of our past. It doesn't mean running from it, denying it, or burning bridges with rage. Your past, when you think about it, you're thinking about it right now in this present moment. It's over. When you go back and start thinking about the past and trying to get to the bottom of things, you start digging and digging, but you never get to the bottom of things. So you have another question. And in your digging, you become the vibration of whatever it is that you're examining from every direction. You're becoming that vibration, and you're going to re-manifest the same situation in your future manifestations from your past. So if you keep living, reliving, it's because you rethink, re-examine. You go back, you try to figure it out. And in your trying to figure it out, you become a vibration of that in which you're examining. And you're sending on a signal to the universe, to source. And what he hears is, I want this, I want this, I want this. Even if you're thinking to yourself, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this. All he hears is your attention to it. All he hears is beep, beep, beep. It's want. He don't hear don't want. He just hears want. You turn your little head over to the left, it's almost like want. You look over there, it's want. Whatever you're looking at. So while you're examining your past, you're recreating future experiences that have the same harmonic essence of that which you're examining. They're all on a grid. And you attract other experiences. The law of attraction says that which is alike attracts itself. There are no exceptions. You don't get just what you're looking at that you like and what you want. You also get what you're looking at that you don't like and you don't want. So it's best just to look at what you do want. The phoenix represents a transformation of our past. It's when we look at our past and we see it through a different set of eyes. And we finally get to where we realize nothing happened to me. It all happened for me. And you're like, what? What the hell? Yeah, it did. And you ask for it. You ask, do you manifest with your thoughts? All the good and the bad. So the whole point of waking up is becoming more aware of our thoughts so we can deliberately manifest wanted. And not just wanted things. A wanted way of being. A wanted way of feeling. A feeling of joy even. Imagine. Just by choosing it. And not have to have a reason. Or something attached to it. You're not waiting on anything to arrive to feel it. You just choose it. Choose it. And you understand. You look at situations that used to hurt you or that cause you pain, and you have to find out what was this here to teach me? What was it here to teach me? And then appreciate your growth. Find the growth and appreciate and be grateful for that growth. But you don't have to suffer to grow. You can grow without the suffering. You can grow in joy. If you choose it. The essence of the phoenix is within us. When we realize we have been suffering too long and something must change. Yes, it changes when you decide that you don't want to suffer because it doesn't feel good to suffer. You decide, I want to feel joy because joy feels good. So suffering's on one end of the stick. If joy is on the other end of the stick, all I have to do is pivot and think a thought that feels a little bit better than the one I'm currently thinking. Is that the answer? Could it be so simple? So subtle? As to change the direction of my thought. Just one thought at a time. Until we find that one that feels really good, and then just hold that one for a minute or two or 5. Can you think a good thought for 5 minutes and just hold that thought? The thought of wellness. The thought that everything's always working out for me. The thought that everything's always working out for you. Be the phoenix that rises from the fire. Your suffering has been too long and something must change. You must take a stand and decide to live consciously instead of being driven by the unconscious mind, the diary of the mind that tells us things that don't feel good, the thoughts that don't feel good, the thoughts we think about ourselves, the thoughts we think about other people, the broadcast we saw on the news. We take a stand and we decide to live consciously instead of being driven by the unconscious mind and its long lists of fears and adversaries. There's nothing to be afraid of. Everything is fine. Everything is fine right now. Nothing serious is going on here. Everything is fine. You can choose joy at any moment. At any moment. Nothing serious is going on here. At the very moment, the spark of the phoenix is lit, and the great bird helps us burn through our baggage. We no longer run from who we are, what is happening to us, or what we have done. The stuckness, the dead weight, fall into the ashes, and lightness and clarity emerge. There's always clarity in the contrast. As stagnancy continue to smolder, actually you realize that nothing's stagnant. Everything's changing. Everything's expanding. You're always being pulled towards your path of least resistance. You get to sleep. You get to stop momentum of thought. You get to wake up and deliberately choose a thought that feels good. You can do that. It's rising from the fire. Rising from the fire. Being in the world but not of the world. We may catch a glimmer in our eye that wasn't there before. Look closely. It's a sign that the fire of transformation is upon your wings. It's wonderful. It's where you are right now in this moment. And here we are in the fire, the fire, the fire, the fire. You know what? The fire is burning away false beliefs that keeps you separate from your wellness. It's false beliefs that cause discord within yourself. And how you know if a belief causes discord is by the way it feels. Oh. Yes, your feelings are your compass. Imagine it. Your feelings nudging you this way or that way. Makes sense, doesn't it? Happens all the time. But did you know it was for a reason? Right? They let you know how in alignment with Source, with what Source knows to be true. How in alignment you are with what Source knows to be true. It's a meter. And your job is to align your meter. Align your meters, your thoughts. Okay. I get my yapper yap in. Fire. And this is in reverse. But I'm going to read the essence of this card and the invitation. And I'm supposed to also read, this is actually when it's in reverse, you read the medicine. I just think it's important that you really have all the information. So I'm going to share that with you. Fire. And I'm telling you up front, I know that they're going to tie in. I'm still learning this deck right here. But I love them. Let's get started. Phoenix. Fire. Fire. Fire consumes anything that it touches. The flames remind us of the impermanent nature of reality. Yes. Yes. There's as many realities as there are people. And how situations can quickly transform into beauty or chaos. Fire is passion, and its dancing flames invite us to reach up to the sky. Warmth and light are heavenly, yet too much heat can scorch us. To fully step into the energy of fire, it is utterly, it will utterly transform us, like a. Oh my gosh! Do you know what? How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? I'm not shitting you. It doesn't. Sometimes I really freak myself out a little bit. And this is one of those times. To fully step into the energy of the fire, it is to be utterly transformed like the phoenix rising from the ashes. The invitation: warm your hands and your heart by your inner fire. Let it burn away your hardships. Let it consume your pain and your sorrows. Yes. Ask, has life become too rigid, too cold, or too superficial? Light a candle and make a bonfire, and toss into the flames everything that has become stiff and painful. Yeah, you can write it down on a little piece of paper, little pieces of paper, and you know what? A lot of them are thoughts that you're thinking that don't feel good, that don't serve you, that you want to release. And you know what? In those thoughts, you need to, I don't want to say examine those thoughts, but a lot of those thoughts are not even your thoughts. They're thoughts you received by others in your human conditioning on this planet. You come in as a spirit, and you live in this human body, and then people start to tell you who you are and how to think and how to dress and how to be and what's cool and what's not cool and what the trends are, and how to live and how to sit and how to smile and what to eat and where to eat it. And we get lost in everyone's other directions and expectations for their hoops for us to jump through. If you're a people pleaser, you know the hoops. If you're not a people pleaser, good for you. Good for you. Be a self pleaser. Be a self pleaser first. And how you please yourself is by feeling joy. I mean, isn't that why anybody wants anything that they want or wants to have? They think in the having of it, or they think that in the having of it, their life will be better, more joyful. In the having of a certain job, if they're living in a certain house, in a certain neighborhood, in the having of it, it will bring them the joy. But they soon discover that it wasn't really the joy they were looking. It might bring some joy, but see, there's something missing. somewhere. They're still looking for joy. Still looking for joy. And they're looking for joy in all the wrong places. Because it's really a vibrational place that you choose. That you choose within yourself. It's something that you choose for you. You have to burn away others' expectations of who you are, and burn away the labels that you put on yourself as pointers. They might be pointers to who you are, but they're not who you are. Pointer. That would be a good word I would use. Change the label. Change it to pointer. We have lots of pointers. And we don't have just one pointer. Because there's so many parts and pieces. But point towards the wanted. Point towards the wellness. Point towards the joy. Point towards compassion. Point towards kindness. But first you have to point it towards yourself. Reflect it back at yourself. And start your day in a place of joy. And you'll have so much to give to others. And start with burning away the thoughts that don't serve you. You know. Okay, let's go into your future manifestations. Future manifestations based on your current vibrational transmissions and past vibrational transmissions, and where have you been giving most of your airtime, right? Which you can change that. You can change that at any minute, any moment. If you like what you're getting, and it feels good to you, well, keep doing that. If not, think a different thought. Do it right now. Be bold and make the first move. Cardinal Moon. I need to make sure I show both cameras. I've got two cameras. Can you see this? I need more light over here. Okay, here you go. Okay. Be bold and make the first move. Cardinal Moon. Near future trends. Near future